Beatles have released a brand new and final song. Now, what makes this song so special is it's the last song that all four Beatles were able to contribute to. They got it from a demo tape that John had created that Yoko gave to the remaining Beatles at the time over 20 years ago. Now, initially, when the Beatles had put together the anthology and were creating their last two songs at that point in time, they wanted to also be able to record this song. But unfortunately, because of the quality of the demo tape, John's voice was not able to be heard, and they couldn't remove the piano track and the other parts to it that were causing issues with John's voice. So the technology just wasn't there at the time. However, fast forward to 2022, 2023, where we are right now, the technology has caught up. So they were able to actually take that demo and remove all the extra bits and pieces and just isolate John's voice for this song. They also had some pieces from George from when they had initially tried putting this song together. And then, of course, Paul and Ringo are still alive, so they were able to do their parts and put together this song for one final release. They do have a 12-minute documentary explaining how this came about and the process that they went through to make it happen. I'll make sure to link to that below. It's very good and very informative. And if you're a Beatles fan, it's definitely worth a watch. Um, Initially, when I first heard the song, I wasn't too keen on the music itself, and I'll actually link to my original thoughts down in the description. But the more I listened to it, I've listened to it many, many times today. The more I realized it's not that I don't like the music, it's just I was expecting it to sound a little bit more like the Beatles. But it does not. What it sounds like is each individual Beatles solo work put together onto one song. It actually sounds as if John would have had a song that he wanted to do and then asked them to join him on the track. It does sound like a John Lennon solo song, which makes sense because he was the one that created the demo tape that the song came from. So I think that was the biggest challenge for me, was because it doesn't sound like a Beatles song. Musically, it is very good, it is very beautiful, and you can hear the different parts and you can tell who contributed which parts. Their stamp of uniqueness is very clear and evident for each part of the song. Now the lyrics are absolutely fantastic. They are quite haunting, really, in a way. John Lennon had a lot of broken relationships in his life. So this song is reaching out and basically saying that the person that he's singing to, he loves them and he always will. And if he's able to make it through, it'll be because of you. So whoever he's singing to, and the amount of broken relationships he had in his life, it's anybody's guess as to who this song was written for or about. But it's both beautiful and sad at the same time. I would liken it to the Queen song, "The Show Must Go On." Anybody who knows Queen and what Freddie Mercury was going through at the time that he sang that song makes that song so much more powerful and sad. And likewise for this, knowing that anybody who knows the Beatles' history surrounding their breakup and their relationship issues that they had, John's relationship with his first wife, with his kids, makes this song very sad and very haunting, but very well done and very heartfelt. I think it is an excellent way for the Beatles to go out. It's not going out on a high note, but it is retrospective, and it's a good way to be able to look back at a career that spanned decades. Even though they were only together for a few years, less than 10 years, the Beatles were together as a band. They touched lives for many years with their music. And I think this song really puts a cap on that legacy. But then also, this song also brings about a good life lesson. The Beatles were friends, they were brothers, they toured together, they spent a lot of time together. And as time went on, they eventually had issues and broke apart and didn't talk to each other for a long time. And even though things were never fully healed back together, they did reconcile to a degree. And this song, I think, really is showing John's heart, and what he wanted was for them all to be able to be friends again and to be able to, even if they didn't get back together as the Beatles, to at least be able to collaborate and be friends and brothers once again. And the life lesson to be learned here is to make sure that those relationships in your life, make sure to cherish them and to take care of them and to love the people that you're with, because you don't know how long you have them. You may not always have that piece of that friend once they're gone to be able to create that beautiful work of art. But they were lucky enough to have that, and they shared it with us. And over 50 years of career these guys have had. And over that period of time, they've shared their music, they've shared their heart. We've peered into their lives and watched how their life has gone. And they have been so gracious as to share a piece of that to us through their music. When I recorded the first part of this video, the music video for the song had not been released yet. It's out now, and if you haven't checked it out, you should go watch it. It encapsulates their entire career, and because of today's technology, they were able to include John and George in the video playing with them on this song. It's very heartfelt, very emotional. Definitely worth a check out. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe.